everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing the Spiritual Streams. My name is Tandra, and today we're going to do a Tarot Pick-a-Pile card reading on what your life might be like in 3 years from now. So that gives you some time to, rev up for whatever might be in store for you and how some current situations might play out. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you run across this reading, it should apply to the next 3 years from when it started. Now, do remember that these are general readings, and not everything said will resonate with every person. And also, we do have our own free will, and we can make decisions that might change up some things in the future, or how some things play out. Okay, so this is just based on the current energies that we have going right now. What things might be like in your life in the next 3 years, or what might happen over the next 3 years. Okay, we do have 3 piles here to choose from. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. And we're going to give you some time to reflect on these piles, and then when you are ready, you can go to the description and click on the link, and that will lead you directly to your pile. This reading does include tarot cards, Lenormand cards, the oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no question, and the charms to help us out. Okay? All right, we're going to give you some time to reflect, and when you're ready, you can go directly to your pile, and we'll see you there. Hello, pile 1, and welcome to your reading. This is on what you might have going on in your life, what it might look like in the next 3 years. So give you some time to figure out, and this is based on the current energies and the way the path is going at the moment. Do remember, we do have free will, and forewarned is forearmed, and if there's anything that comes up that you're not fond of or don't like or would like to change up, that is possible to do so. Your decisions can make a big difference as to what happens in the future. Okay? Also, this is a general reading, and not everything said in it may not resonate with every single person that watches. So, just to let you guys kind of know that. All right, we do have our tarot cards and our Lenormand deck. We also have our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. And we also have our charms that's going to help us out with the reading today to find out what's going on in our lives and what's going to happen. All right, so let's get an idea of what your life's going to be like in 3 years. All right, we have the Chariot. We have the Knight of Cups. I'm liking the energy so far. We have the Judgment card. The 9 of Wands. The 9 of Pentacles. Wow. The 10 of Cups. Oh, wow. The Wheel of Fortune. The Ace of Pentacles. And the Lady card. Wow. Okay. Whew. There's a lot going on here. First of all, I am thinking that over the next 3 years, a lot of changes are going to take place. Okay, a lot's going to happen. Your life's going to look a lot different 3 years from now. I'm really getting the feeling a lot of things are going to change. A lot of stuff's going to happen that you're not expecting, maybe. The Lady card even, in of itself, denotes change. It's also an Ace card. Ace cards are also change, and that kind of thing. So, wow, there's a lot going on. Okay. I do feel like you got a couple of different areas of your life that's going to change up over the next few years, okay? One of them is going to be financially. I do believe that whatever you do at the moment to earn money is going to change to something new and different, okay? It might require your intuition to follow a certain path. Matter of fact, I really feel like that's probably the case, as a matter of fact, that you're going to have some kind of choices and decisions to make over the next 3 years that you're going to need to decide, okay, do I go this way or do I go that way? But when you make the decision, it's best to go with your intuition. Always remember that. Your intuition is really a good guide to help you get where you need to go. And the Lady card does kind of promise that as well. There is a 29 here. That number might mean something specific to some of you guys, like you might be 29 years old in a few years, or maybe you are now. Also, that reduces down to 11, which is a really good building manifestation number in of itself. So those numbers might mean something important to you as well. So I kind of wanted to get that out there to you. But I do see that intuition is really important over the next few years. Following your intuition, guiding through it, going where it leads you. But I do feel like in money matters and in matters of the heart, you have some changes coming up. You have some things that are going to happen. Okay, for lots of jumbled stuff coming on, guys. Sorry. Whenever that happens, it's hard for me to think of what I'm saying next. Let me try to put it in some kind of logical order so I can make sense out of it here for you guys. Okay, let's talk about money matters first, I guess, and then we'll talk about your love life. Okay, first of all, in money matters, it's possible you're going to be in a new job. In the next 3 years, you're going to be in a different job than what you're in now. It is possible that you will come up with an idea for a job or a new direction that you want to go in, maybe even starting your own business. That is a possibility. If that's something you guys have been wanting to do, then that is definitely a possibility over the next few years, if that's something that's even remotely been in your mind. If not, I do see a different career or a different job or working for a different company lined up where you'll be making more money and doing better than what you're doing now. Okay, so either way, if you do start a business coming up in the near future, it might take a few years to get rolling and get going and get better, which is typical for a new business, but that within a few years, it should be starting to do fairly well. It may not, be fully up to its potential or anything like that in 3 years, but if you started out relatively soon, within the next 6 months, I'd say, and you work at it over the next few years, I do see it as maybe starting to turn a profit within the 3 years, and that kind of thing, which is kind of unusual for some new businesses. So that's something for you to think about there. If it's just a new job or a different job, 6 months is still a number I'm kind of seeing. So I'm thinking that maybe within the next 6 months, you all might make this change or be thinking about, making the leap or a different change or doing something. It's just kind of the number that kind of threw out there, which means that a few years from now, whatever new job you've gone to, you've been established there for a little while probably. You should be making more money than you are now. Probably quite a bit more, as a matter of fact. Kind of what I'm seeing here. Okay, so that's kind of what's going on in your money matters or career life, or what's going on there. I do see some big changes coming up over the next few years, and definitely that is one area of your life that the changes will probably take place in, or should. Another area in your life that I do think some things are going to be somewhat different than the way you see them now is in your romantic and family life. Okay, first of all, I think a few of you are going to have a new addition to the family. A new baby or a child will come along within the next few years, at least one. Some of you might even have two. if that is something that you don't really want or aren't really resonating with very well, then maybe that message wasn't for you. But I do see that as a high probability for quite a few of you that you will be expanding your family. At the very least, you will probably be getting married, or you will have a new partnership than what you have now with somebody new. Or if you're in a relationship that's doing really, really well, more than likely that will have blossomed into something stronger and better than it is now. In that, if you are in a good, solid, steady relationship, it might go to the next level. Like if you haven't gotten married, you probably will within the next 3 years. If you're never intending on getting married and you don't ever want to get married, then you just might have a more level of a commitment to each other. You might move in together, or you might, somehow be more strengthened, that kind of thing. If you're not really in a relationship at the moment, or if you don't think the one you're in is one that's going to last or be permanent, kind of thing, definitely a new one will be coming along over the next 3 years. And I do think it's quite possible that that will be the person that you'll settle down a little bit more with, that you'll maybe start a family with if you have inclinations to do so, or at least be in that kind of frame mind of being together as a couple, okay? And probably a family. If it's not children, it could be pets, it could be, something else that's solidifying you more as a family. It could be property that you purchase together, or something else that solidifies the relationship into a little bit more than just casual friends, or people who date, or people who are in a somewhat committed relationship. There'll be something more to it. There'll be something solidifying you together, or holding you together slightly more than just boyfriend, girlfriend, or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It doesn't matter on that. I'm just saying more so than just that level of, just kind of dating and being together energy, okay? There's a little bit more solidity to it, a little bit more firmness to it than that, even though that's somewhat of a move in a relationship rather than just casual dating. That's another level up, but it's going to be at least one level up from that, at least. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of seeing there with your love life. Once again, your intuition, I want to get this out because I really feel like this is really important. Your intuition is very important in guiding you over the next 3 years, okay? If something feels right to you, you should pursue it. If, you just kind of have a gut instinct, gee, I think I'll go here today, or gee, I think I want to pursue that, or gee, I really like this, you should do it. And if it's, I'm not so sure about that, and you kind of are leery of it, and it's your intuition talking, not just you being afraid or something, as long as it's your intuition, then maybe you should shy clear of something, okay? But I do want to get that out to you guys because I really feel like it's an important message here for the next 3 years, and especially for you guys' readings with the lady and the nines and the other stuff in here. I do feel like that's an important message, that you follow your intuition over the next few years to help guide you and help lead you where you want to go. But both emotionally and financially, I do see things as turning out pretty well for you in the next 3 years. I see you being on a much better shape than you are right now. When you look back, you'll be happier with your life in 3 years than you are right at the very moment. Okay? So that's kind of the energy I'm kind of getting. That sounds really cool and exciting. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before we move on from the tarot cards that I need to let you guys know. I do see a few swift changes happening over the next 3 years, so a couple of things might happen kind of quickly, and that you might not expect them all of a sudden, but then all of a sudden it'll just happen. So kind of expect the unexpected over the next few years, because I do see a couple of quick changes taking place. Once the ball gets rolling on something, I think things will kind of move quickly. on that. Okay, let's go ahead. We can move on to our charms and our oracle spheres, and let's see what else might be in store for you, or what else we can find out some information on. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we'll do that. A couple charms fell out on their own. Well, we'll have to definitely look at those. Okay, we definitely have the big changes here with the car moving. It's very possible some of you will move as well from where you're at now. You won't be in the same location. That is a possibility. We do have miracles showing up, so that is a really cool energy. I really like that. We do have the Archer here too. Once again, I kind of see that as quick changes, as quick moving kind of things. So we like that energy. We also have the 9 here, another 9. So you definitely have some changes coming up that, to me, are nice, wonderful. They're intuition energies. The 9s are kind of an intuition sort of energy, but they're also just a nice, comfortable, getting to the end kind of energies as well. So yeah, that's really cool. I really like that. It's important to focus on the good throughout all of this, that's really nice message there, because you guys do have a lot of good things showing up and a lot of good things happening. So definitely focus on that coming up in the future, because that will help you enjoy the journey as well. We do have a heart here that says friend, so I do think you're going to make some, a deep friendship, or maybe a friendship will turn into more. Like I said, there is going to be an upper level happening in a relationship throughout the next 3 years, and so it's possible a friendship will turn into more than that. So that's just something for you to think about. We do have some letters here. We have an L, an M, and an S. Those could be initials. I also see the word smile when I see it. So that's definitely, you have things to be smiling about coming up in the next 3 years for sure. You're definitely going to be smiling. We do have the star and the moon here. Once again, I see that as an intuition thing. Definitely follow your intuition. Definitely pay attention to your intuition. We do have the fan, which I see as innovation. We also have the Ace of Swords up here, which is also kind of an innovation card. So we'll talk about that just slightly more. For some of you, I think you're going to have some innovative ideas come to you that will change up how you look at things, how you deal with things in the world, maybe how you even, it's very possible you'll even invent some things, be creative that way. Because I always, whenever the fan comes up, I always see that as the inventor kind of charm, like coming up with new ideas, things to help out the world, things to help out in your life. Somebody had to invent the fan to help cool people off, and so, the electric fan or whatever. And so whenever I see that, I think of innovative ideas. I also think of blowing away the old things and blowing in the new, that new energy kind of thing. And you also have the Ace of Spades, which the Ace of Spades is cutting through junk. It is getting right to the, heart of the matter. It's coming up with something new and fresh because it is an ace. Aces are, new starts, new beginnings, new things coming up. So that's the kind of energy I'm getting, is it's very possible that throughout the next 3 years you are going to come up with some really innovative new programs and ideas and other things that's going to help improve your life and possibly the lives of others around you, and maybe even society in general. So that's really exciting. That may be how or the way that your life will suddenly change and be better, financially and things like that. Okay, that's very possible how that gets done. So if that resonates with you, if that's something that you tinker with or work with or whatever, then, hey, there you go. There's an idea. So to let you know that. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and move on to our oracle spheres. This is where you ask a yes or no type of question that you would like to get an answer to. It could be about your upcoming time in the next few years. It could be about something that's specifically on your mind right now. The only criteria is that it's a good idea to be kind of narrowly focused on it. Maybe give a time frame for whatever question it is you're asking. If it's something you want to know if it's going to come up or not, or something like that, it might be a good idea to give it a time frame rather than leaving it open-ended. And that the question have a yes or no type of answer that can be involved with it. Those are kind of the only real kind of game rules there. Once you do that, if you pick whatever stand you would like your answer on, today we have purple, bronze, blue, and green. You pick which stand you'd like to get your answers on, and we go out and get the answers. Now, some people have decided to utilize these stands in other ways, and the spheres in other ways. They've had, sometimes they'll ask more than one question, and different stands have different answers for different questions or other things like that. You can do other things if you've come up with other ways to utilize them, as long as you understand how they work the way you've worked it out. All right? All right, so let's go and find out what our answers are. Number 1, purple, is very likely. Number 2, bronze, is probable. Number 3, blue, is a not sure. That might mean that the question wasn't very clear, or some things have to play out before an answer can be known, because it might change the answer in some way, shape, or form. Whoop! Barely caught it. And then at number 4, green, is a not likely. All right, so number 1, purple, is a very likely. Number 2, bronze, is a probable. Number 3, blue, is a not sure. And a number 4, green, is a not likely. So there are Oracle Sphere answers for today's reading. Okay, guys, I hope this reading was informational for you, and I hope you liked watching it. Please remember to give us a thumbs up, leave us comments in the comments section, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and also share the channel with your friends and family. We do have a unique URL. It is listed in the description. If you copy and paste it, you can text it or email it or send it out on your social media accounts and give others a chance to check us out as well. We do appreciate that. We also have lots of other videos out there that might be of interest to you. We do our zodiac readings once a year on the upcoming future year upcoming that we're getting ready to put out soon, so that might be of interest. We do put out timeless tarot readings mostly every week, or a lot of every week. We also do put out our daily messages from Spirit that we do every day. So we look forward to seeing you again in other videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 2, and welcome to your reading on what is coming forward in the next 3 years, what your life is going to be like 3 years from now, what kind of things are going to be taking place, where you're going to be at in various areas of your life, that kind of thing. Do remember that these are general readings and not every message will resonate with everybody. Also remember that we do have free will, and if something comes up in the reading that you don't like, or you'd like to change, or you want something different to go, that way you do have time to make some decisions that can kind of change the course of the way things are going. This reading is based on the current energies and the way things are going at the moment. Okay, so just kind of let you guys know that. We do have your tarot cards here. We also have our Lenormand card that we're going to be looking at. We do have charms and our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to, because we're going to use all that today to find out what's going on. All right, here we go. We have the 2 of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the Hierophant, the Chariot, the Ace of Wands, the Moon card, The Ace of Swords. Wow, some of the same cards as in the last reading. The Two of Cups again. Interesting. And the Garden card, which is the number 20, or reduces down to a 2. All right, interesting. I'm getting a few different energies here, a few different things going on. Let me try to... Okay. Interesting. That's kind of the energy. Okay. I was actually reading up on the garden card here, to see if there was any extra insights I could get out of it, and I kind of did, actually. Okay. There's a few similar energies in this reading as there was in the first pile. So if you felt compelled to watch the first pile, you might do so, because there might be some things in there that will resonate with you. But there's also, so some of the cards are similar or the same or have some of the same energies to them. But there's some other things here that I wanted to talk about with this pile specifically. I get the feeling... Now, I'm going to put this a few different ways, and whichever way resonates with you will make sense to you, okay? Because there's a few different ways this could play out. One is you can be in a relationship right now that is not a very good one, that is not a healthy one, that's one you're not very happy in, that kind of energy. And what I see playing out with that, if that is the case, I'm going to kind of take these one at a time, is you will get away from that relationship. You'll move forward from it. You'll move on. Maybe it was a very shallow relationship, or one just not really built on anything that's lasting. That kind of thing, that's a possibility, or just wasn't a very good one, or maybe you guys just weren't connecting really well, that kind of thing. That you'll get away from that relationship, you'll move on from that relationship, in whatever way, and then I see you forming a better relationship, a much stronger one, a much more mature one that is more stable, that kind of thing. I even see you as possibly getting married or having celebratory things with it. I think a big focus of your life for the next 3 years will be in the relationship area. It will be dealing with relationships, finding relationships, being in relationships, dealing with relationships, that kind of thing. All right. That's one scenario. Another scenario is that if you're not in a relationship right now, it is very probable that you will get into a relationship that is kind of shallow or doesn't have the depth of feeling that you would like, and you'll be in it for a while. You'll be doing some stuff with it, but eventually you will get away from it. It's the same kind of scenario as the first situation. And then you will find somebody better, somebody that you connect with better, somebody that you're more passionate about, somebody that can help fulfill you and make you feel happier in your energies, okay? So that's two scenarios. Those are the most likely two scenarios that I see playing out for you guys, for anybody watching this pile. There is a third slight scenario that I don't really see as likely as much, but it's a possibility, so I'm going to throw it out there. in that you're in a relationship right now that you feel is a decent one and is a good one, and you're very, very happy, but you'll have a heartbreak from it at some point over the next 3 years, and that will hurt you very, very deeply, and maybe any other relationships you have after that might be a little less fulfilling, a little less, they're a little bit more shallow and so forth. I don't see that as much though. So that can only be for just a few of you guys watching, because I just really don't see that as playing out for most of you guys that way. And if that is the case and you don't like that idea very much, you can change things up. You can make things come out better for you guys. Okay. I want to get that out there for you just in case, because, for the few of you that may be the message for, that's just kind of the way I'm seeing it. I do feel like you will be spending a lot of time over the next few years dealing with your emotions, working with your emotions, growing up a little bit more, getting into more mature relationships, getting into stronger relationships, getting more passionate about the people that you are in relationships with, that kind of thing. I see that as a big focus over the next few years in your life. You must be at a point in your life in which that is something for you to spend a lot of time on. With the cards right now, I'm not seeing much as far as your finances or career or other things in your life yet. So we might move on to charms and some other things to see if we can get any other ideas of some other things that might be going on in your life. But right now the cards are, saying that a big focus over the next 3 years will be dealing with your feelings, your romantic life, your emotions, those kinds of energies that you're going to be dealing with a lot over the next few years. It's something that's going to be a big, important part of your life over the next few years. Okay? I also see, as part of that, is a few of you will be spending some time rising socially. You'll go to some parties and some gatherings and some of those types of things. You'll go to, parties from people or people at work, or you will be spending some time at social functions or gatherings like weddings or bar mitzvahs or, baby showers or other things like that. You'll be spending some time over the next few years going to a lot of different social events. It could be dinner parties, it could be cocktail parties, it could be stuff for work. Just, like I said, weddings and, all kinds of things like that. A lot of social gatherings, a lot of social things. And that by doing so, you should be able to move your way up the social ladder to some degree, in that people will see you, you're networking, you're getting out. It might help improve your situation as far as finances or work or other areas like that go, because, people have you first and foremost in their minds, things like that. So, that's something else to be thinking about over the next few years that you might spend some time doing as well. All right, let's move on to our charms. Let's see if there's anything else about the next few years that might be of interest to you or give you a heads up or any of that kind of stuff. And then we'll also do your oracle spheres, where you can be thinking of your yes or no question. All right, let's see what the charms have to say. Okay. Well, we got beautiful. We've got a 9 and a 6, or 2 9s. Guess it's a 6 because that's just 6-sided dice. Okay, so we have a 9 and a 6. That's intriguing to me because 6 deals with social recognition, people noticing you, people giving you accolades and other stuff like that. So I do see that as definitely something that will come up in the next few years. People should start noticing you more. They'll give you, you know, your balance, your, not your balance due, but your, they'll pay attention to you. They will recognize you as, you know, being somebody kind of important. They'll give you accolades, you know, where you deserve them and things like that. Okay, we do have two K's, a P, and an L. Those could be initials. Those could be parts of words or letters or something else. For some reason, I thought of KDP, which is a Kindle Direct Publishing, which deals with Amazon and publishing of books and things like that. So that might be something that has a specific message for somebody out there, and it'll resonate with you, and you'll understand what that's trying to say or do. But I do see that, you know, publishing and Kindle for some reason was kind of something that came to mind. This says here and now, so it's a good idea to focus on the here and now and what's going on right now. That's kind of a good message, because sometimes we focus on the future too much and we worry about it so much that we forget to pay attention to what's happening in our lives right now, and what's going on. And that would, you know, you definitely want to pay attention to those kinds of things. You do have the salamander, which is a passionate energy. You did have the Ace of Wands, which also shows some passion. To go along with the first reading, like I was talking about earlier, it is possible that you will have a new passionate relationship, or somebody that you will feel more passionate about, or, you know, something that you will be passionate about, an idea or some other thing like that. Okay, so I see that as definitely something that might come about here. It's interesting, we do have like the ram and the bull and, you know, things like that. That whole energy going on there is, this is definitely a very much of a learning time frame for you guys. It's very much of a this is an energy that I'm getting, and I don't know if it'll make sense to you guys, but I'm getting like glittery and glitz. I think of, you know, shiny things. I think of, you know, pleasurable things, you know, and it kind of goes along with the parties and stuff I was talking about earlier. They kind of go together. I think of like high society parties where there's jewels and there's glitter and there's, or you go to museums with high priced art, or you know, have these other things like that. I see that kind of energy flowing through your life in the next 3 years, where you have maybe some things like that. It also goes along a little bit with the superficiality we were talking about, of maybe a relationship that you might be in or get into that's kind of superficial, doesn't mean a whole lot. It's not as deep and as in depth as, you know, and the glittery stuff kind of makes me feel that way too, because it's kind of a shallow thing. It's like, yeah, it's really pretty, but it may not be worth very much. You know, glitter's all shiny and really pretty, but, you know, you can get it really cheap. So I kind of see those two as maybe going together just a little bit. So that's something for you to think about there as well. You do have the fearless. You also have the butterfly in the heart. Like I said, you're going to be spending a lot of time on emotional matters over the next few years. You know, things that mean something to you emotionally. So I don't think a big focus is going to be your job or career. I don't see a lot of that changing or improving or getting worse over the next few years. I just don't see a lot with that. Because that's not going to be a big focus of yours over the next few years. You're just going to maybe kind of plug along the way you're going, or like I said, maybe not a lot of changes in that area are going to happen, so maybe that's why we're not seeing a lot. I see most of the changes happening in your love life, or with a partner, or with things in your life that you're emotional about or care emotionally about. So I guess if you really care super deeply about a job that way, if you're very emotional about your job, then this could be job related for a few of you that's the case for, but that's not really what I'm seeing for the majority of you. A big focus over the next few years will be your emotional life. It will be people that you care about, loved ones, relationships, partnerships, things like that. And it will be that kind of thing. That's the kind of focus. And that's also the part of your life that's going to change the most over the next 3 years. And that, is going to go on there. So that's kind of the energy. Also, your position in society and how society looks at you and that kind of thing is also the kind of thing that should change over the next few years. Because one of the things, like the garden card deals with, is like in a workplace spread. So, like, if we were focusing on the workplace and have that card for that, it would mean expansion of business contacts and professional networks, where that's kind of where I was seeing the parties and the dinner parties and things like that. It's an active period of creativity and celebration. So it is very possible that in your work environment that is, what I was talking about as far as the parties and things. Maybe that has to do with your work environment, because I do see the two as maybe going very well together. Because I do see your position in society as raising and people seeing you or noticing you more, okay, over the next few years. So that is something like that there that also, when you think of gardens, you think of things being tilled and soiled. So maybe over the next few years, and in the next few years, or at the end of the next few years, things that you will have been gardening as far as your career or work life goes, maybe the contacts you've been creating and other things like that will finally come to fruition by the end of the 3 years. But like I said, I don't really see a big, huge change in your career or that kind of thing in the next few years. Other than maybe people noticing you more, paying attention to you more. If you do get any kind of raises or anything like that, they might be very slight ones. They might not make a huge difference in your take-home pay or in, noticeable difference in your life because, inflation and things might eat most of it up. That kind of energy. That's really what I feel like for this reading, is that there's not as much going on in your career and finances other than the networking. Okay, because that is something that I do see happening for the few years. And so maybe that's something that maybe at the end of the few years you can kind of build on that even more and finally do something with it, because maybe you have built that up enough over the few years. Okay? All right, let's go on to our oracle spheres and see what answer to our question we can get. All right. Remember, you're to think of a yes or no type of question that you'd like to get an answer to. There's really no ground rules other than I think it's a really good idea to keep the question kind of limited in focus, maybe even a time frame limited or other things like that. Because the more open-ended the question, the harder it is to answer or get an accurate answer on it, that kind of thing. We do have 4 different stands for you to choose from for your answer to appear on. We have bronze, purple, blue, and green. So you decide which stand you'd like your answer to appear on. You think of your question, and we'll go out and we'll get your answers. Number 1, bronze, is a not now. Number 2, purple, is a not likely. Number 3, blue, is a yes. And a number 4, green, is a not likely. So number 1, bronze, is a not now. Number 2, purple, is a not likely. Number 3, blue, is a yes. And a number 4, green, is a not likely. So there's your oracle sphere answers for today's reading. Okay, I hope there were some messages here that were useful to you. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. We do have a unique link in the description that you can share. You can copy and paste it over to email or text or social media. You can put it out there for people to take a look at us. Also, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of future videos when they come out. And do check out our other videos we already have on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot on lots of different topics. So there's bound to be some out there that might be of use to you. We also do put our daily messages from Spirit every day as well. So we do look forward to seeing you again in other videos. And may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3, and welcome to your reading. I'm going to move this over to the side here. Now, these are going to be on what your life is going to be like in 3 years from now, or what kind of energies you're going to be dealing with over the next few years that might lead to that scenario. Do remember there is a disclaimer. These are general readings, and not everything will resonate with everybody in every pile. Also, we do have free will. So if you don't like something you hear in the reading, or you don't like the idea of it going that direction, you can change up some of the things that you do now to help change the course of the way things are going. This reading is based on the current energies of the way things are going right now. And the farther out we get from the present, the harder it is to have, basically the easier it is to change things up, because the farther out you go, the more the ripple effect will happen, okay? So just to let you guys know that. We do have our tarot cards and our Lenormand card that we'll look at for that. We also have our charms and our oracle spheres, so you can be thinking of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. All right, let's go out here and let's see what we've got. We've got the World card, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the Six of Cups, okay, the Five of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the Queen of Wands, and the number 34, Fish. Wow. Okay. You guys have some interesting energies going on here. Some different things happening here. I really see you guys as doing very well. I think over the next few years, you're going to be kind of in a learning period a little bit, kind of an apprenticeship sort of, or at least you are going to be learning how to improve your situations in your life. You might be learning new ways to deal with things. You may be fixing conflicts or other things in your life, but I really see things as moving forward really, really well. I see you as being able to get a much more balance into your life and being much more balanced. I see you feeling very at peace in 3 years. I feel very much of a peace-like sort of energy where you feel very fulfilled. You feel like you have a lot of what you really ever wanted. Things are going to go pretty well for you, especially emotionally, because we have a lot of cups energy going on here. So I do feel like things, your love life, your family, your life in general, things that you can be emotional about, just how you live your life, I see as being much more stable, much more carefree, much more happy, much more at peace than maybe they have been. In between times, between now and 3 years, I do feel like there might be some energy of, like I said, some new ideas, some new perspectives, some new ways of looking at things. Some things will come to you maybe in a dream or in other ways like that will improve your life. I do see some abundance coming your way where you're feeling a little bit more better financially, where you're not struggling quite as hard as you are at the moment. Things like that, okay? That's the kind of energy I'm really seeing. Uh, it's really kind of interesting because I sometimes get images that float into my head, or I get feelings that come to me. It's how I do these readings, is I get either a phrase will go to my head, or I'll see an image, or I'll think of, something from my life, or a movie, or something else, and it will trigger something. That's how I get these messages. Or sometimes I'll just feel something. I'll feel a certain way, happy or giddy or this way or that way. And that's how I get the messages. And what I feel with this reading is, like I said, a very much at peace feeling, a very much on an even keel, very balanced, almost like somebody zen, almost like, how somebody would feel when they're meditating, that kind of energy. So that is what I feel for you guys 3 years from now, is, being at peace, being, generally happy with your life and the way things are, feeling very stable, and like, nothing's really kind of rocking the boat. Everything's going pretty well, or the way you'd like it to be, that kind of thing. And the only other energy I'm getting along with that is, like I said, over time, is you learning how to reach this level of peace and understanding and stability and things like that. Because I do think there might be some learning involved over the next few years of you learning how to cope with certain things in your life. You're learning how to, maybe learning how to meditate. That could be very much a thing. Or learning how to connect with spirit. Or learning how to not let certain things in your life bother you. That might be a focus of yours over the next few years. That's very possible, because I do see this much more zen type of feeling, this much more relaxed kind of energy. I see somebody as being able to go, yep, I got this. It's all okay. Bring it at it. I can deal with it. It's not a problem. That's the energy I'm seeing for 3 years from you guys, is, you're just, if the world throws something at you, you'll be able to deal with it. It's not a problem. You'll be able to figure out the best solution to it and move on. That's the whole energy I'm getting of what, your life is going to be like in the next few years. So that's pretty cool. I do think it might have something to do with your perspective on things, or how you choose to look at things. I see some good things just kind of coming into your life over the next few years anyway. Some things that are going to make you smile, make you happy, that kind of energy. But I feel like there's also going to be a conscious effort on your part to change how you think about certain things, or how you feel about certain things, so that it's easier for you to appreciate the things that do go well, or the things that do happen to be, pretty good in your life. Okay? Let's move on to our charms. Let's see if there's anything else we might be able to tell you about your life in a few years, or what some things you might expect or come up or whatever. Okay? Let's see what else we got going. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Okay. You do have a couple of letters. You have an I and a W. Those might be initials, or might mean something specifically to you, or you might think about something. We do have the hacksaw, and I see that as getting rid of things in your life that don't serve you, that you don't feel very good about, things like that. So that's kind of a cool energy, that, because I do feel like you will be getting rid of things, the dead weight in your life, the things that don't feel good to you, the things that you don't like. I do feel like, that is something that you are going to be working on And, by the end of the 3 years, you'll have a lot of that dead weight gone. So I feel like, that's something going on there. It's interesting how you have the Aquarian symbol here as well, because that reminds me of the Temperance. That reminds me of the flowing water, the even keel, the things like that. Um, the energies are similar there, and so that's intriguing that you have that kind of energy going on. And we have that energy going on actually in a lot of ways in your charms, because we have the swan, two together heart here. We have the octopus, which is the balanced energy that we were talking about. We have a French horn, which is a harmony kind of thing, dealing with whenever there's musical instruments. We have the four-leaf clover, which is luck, but also it's a balance. It's four leaves. It's, that kind of thing. We have the star and the moon, which is a good emotional energy. We also have the starfish, which, I think of, wishing upon a star in the depths of the sea and things like that. So it's interesting how a lot of your charms deal with that whole energy of being balanced, being happy, being focused on good things and joyous things and whatnot. We do have the Four of Spades, which is a good restful, relaxed energy. It's the rest state. I do feel like you will learn how to rest better by the end of the 3 years. You'll be able to utilize that to help you feel the balanced energy and things that we were talking about. Because we also do have the Five of Spades, and we have the Five of Wands as well. And those are change cards. But those are also conflict cards. Those are also learning cards. Those are also that kind of energy. So if you get the Five of Swords or the Five of Wands, they are the kind of learning, conflict, fighting kind of thing. And then you go on to the sixes, which are much more stable, getting past that kind of energy. And you did have a couple of fives here, and so during the few years, I do feel like you will be learning how to cope with those kind of issues, learn how to deal with those issues, and get to where you're not as upset by them, or whether they can't let you heal, that kind of thing. Okay, because you also have the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is that wonderful, beautiful, everything going your way energy, feeling very emotionally happy and stable and fulfilled. And you also have the World card. So that energy of feeling fulfilled, feeling happy and cheerful and, like I said, emotionally happy with your life is the way I see it in 3 years, is that you will feel very emotionally happy about what's happening in your life, what's going on in your life, how you've been dealing with things, that kind of thing. Okay? We do have a make a wish for success with a star in it. And we also have the pouncing kitty and the focus on the good. So what I see with these is it is possible during the few years here coming up that an opportunity will come your way that will help fulfill a wish or a dream of yours, something that you would like to have happen. And this is one of the reasons why you might end up with feeling a lot more peaceful or happy by the end of the 3 years, because you will have had the opportunity to do something that you've been wishing for a while. This is different for each of you, so I can't really pinpoint that part down. But the idea is to pounce on it when it comes your way. Okay? It will be something that you'll need to claim, you'll need to go after, you'll need to do. But once you do, it will bring about a lot of this emotional stability and happiness for you. Maybe you're not going to have to worry a lot about finances. Maybe there's enough money coming in to pay the bills and other things as they come about, and maybe a small cushion so you feel more comfortable in that area of your life. Maybe you're happy with your work or your other relationships. Like I said, mostly I just feel a very contented feeling. I feel like you're going to be very content with the way things have turned out. You're going to be pretty happy. You're not going to feel conflicted. You're not going to feel, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm in this energy, or this is happening to me, or that I'm dealing with that. You're not going to feel like that at all. It's a much more relaxed, much more open, much more, like I said, balanced and stable energy than what is going on in your life at the moment. So that's the biggest feeling that I'm getting for you guys in a few years. So I really feel like in most of the areas of your life, work and family and career and home and all these other things, I just feel like you are going to feel like you have found ways to juggle them in such a way that you don't feel like you're neglecting any one of them. You are happy with what you're getting back out of those areas of your life. You're happy with the way they're going. That kind of energy. Okay, so that is what I'm getting for a few years from now. It sounds nice. It sounds like, things are going to be going well for you at the time. So that sounds really cool. Let's go into our oracle spheres. And remember how this works is you think of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. It's best for the question to be kind of a closed-ended one that's got maybe a time limit involved or something else to kind of narrow the focus down a little bit. It's also really, really good to make sure that it's not an open-ended question, that it does have an answer that can be given in a yes or no type of format. Okay? We do have 4 different stands that you can choose from. We have bronze, blue, green, and purple. You pick which stand you would like your answer to appear on, and then we go out and we'll get the answers. Now, other people have found other ways to utilize these, and if you have thought of a way to do that works for you, you can do that. So there we go. All right. So number 1, bronze, is a yes. Number 2, blue, is a not now. Number 3, green, is a probable. And number 4, purple, is a no. So number 1, bronze, is a yes. Number 2, blue, is a not now. Number 3, green's a probable. And a number 4, purple, is a no. So there's your oracle sphere answers for today's reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. We do have a unique URL. It is listed in the description. You can copy and paste it, and you can text it, email it, or put it on your social media account so that the people in your life can find out about us as well. We do appreciate that. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Plus, check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot videos on lots of topics that might be of interest. We do put out these type of videos at least once a week, but we also have our daily messages from Spirit that we do once a day as well. So we do look forward to seeing you in those videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.